Well, we didn't put the pledge back on.
Good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Delaware County Commissioners meeting. It is Monday, March 1st, 2021. Time is 9:01. I'd like to let everybody know if you have any questions or comments, you can go to commissioners@co.delaware.in.us to send your comments or questions in. If everybody could rise for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Steve, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Here.
Ms. Reagan.
Present.
Mr. King.
Here.
Mr. Brook.
I'm here.
Next, we'll move to appointments. We have an appointment to the Yorktown Public Library. Patricia Freeman would like to be reappointed.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Steve, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we have City and County Council for people with disabilities. We have, John, I believe 5 positions open.
I believe that's correct.
So we would ask the public if anybody is interested on serving on this board, if they can send a letter, email to the commissioner's office, and we will look those over, and hopefully within the next couple of weeks before our next meeting, we can place people on that board. Next, we have the East Central Indiana Regional Development. And we have Joe Retz, Brad Bookout, and Kerry Wiggerly that would like to serve on that board.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Steve, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we have the approval of the minutes for February 16th, 2021. Commissioners meeting, February 16th, 2021, executive session, and February 25th, 2021, executive session.
I move we adopt all 3.
I'll second it.
Have a motion and a second to adopt all meeting minutes. Steve, can you call the roll?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we'll move to the emergency declaration 2020-06. John?
I've drafted the new emergency declaration. The governor last week extended the health emergency for another 30 days till March 31st because his was set to expire on March 1st. Also continued the county, by county requirement, the orange, red, blue, that sort of stuff. Delaware County, according to the state's records, has moved into the blue category, which opens things up a little more. There's still a mask mandate from the state, so I just mirrored the language from the governor's executive order, added in statistics to continue this to your next meeting to see how the county's doing.
What would the commissioners like to do?
I'll make a motion we approve the emergency declaration, but I also want to just make a plea to the public that this is still not over, even though our numbers are getting better. I think if we continue to social distance and wear a mask, maybe we can get out of this summer. But I just don't want. I know there was a lot of people out this weekend, and my fear is that everybody just goes back to like we like to be, and we get another spike, and we're fighting this into the winter again. So that's my 2 cents.
I agree with you,
I agree.
Shannon.
Second.
So we have a motion and a second. Steve, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we have the 2021 Highway Department annual material bids. Angie is not here today. Her son is ill. So, John, normally what we do with these, we go ahead and approve all bids, don't we, on the materials?
Yes, that gives the highway department the flexibility, depending on, a lot of these are asphalt and petroleum based, the price jumps up and down, so it gives the department flexibility. So I would suggest that you make a motion to approve all quotes that were provided, then that gives the highway department that ability to move
Tommy
around.
or Troy Do they want to say anything on it?
You guys wanna, Tommy, Troy, do you guys have anything?
I'll make a motion, we approve all the bids.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Steve, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we have the 2021-01 road paving projects.
This was, I believe, the cheapest bid was Brooks Paving, and Angie had recommended that we use Brooks for those projects, which again was the lowest bid.
407,
Yeah.
390. I'll second that.
Tim, did you make a motion?
Yeah, I made a motion to approve them.
Second.
Sherry
Have a
seconded.
motion and a second. Steve, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we have Bridge 501, Bridge Rehab on Callan Road. I also believe this is one that's in the grant from the state. And it looks like Hoosier Pride was
Hoosier,
bid.
yeah, Hoosier Pride was the lowest bidder. Angie also made a recommendation that we approve Hoosier Pride on Bridge 501 for the rehab, and I'll make that a motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Steve, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we have Bridge 161, contract supplement. And this is the Smithfield Bridge, and we've been working on it for quite some time. And I know Angie would like for us to approve this so we can continue to move forward.
And this was, this involved $0. There was some stuff that I think was put in the bid that had changed a little bit. So she did say that she recommended approval of this, and it was for $0, so I'll make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Steve, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
I know the company that's out there, they're doing a nice job and they're keeping it clean and
Yep.
they're on schedule. Or they might be behind a little bit, but October or something.
Yeah, it's looking good.
That's gonna be nice when it's done.
Yep.
Next, we have the form completion addendum with Delaware County Justice Partners. John?
This is the, a form document showing substantial completion date for the Delaware County Justice Rehabilitation Center. This is a form that you guys approved to start closing out this project. There's still things going on, but this is just substantial completion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Steve, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Next, we have inmate housing agreement. Sheriff Skinner or Nancy Marvin?
Good morning, Tony Skinner, Delaware County Sheriff. What you have is an inmate housing agreement. This is a document prepared by Mr. Brook. It's for Delaware County and Henry County, an agreement. It's not a contract, but an agreement for us to house excess inmates from Henry County. The meat and potatoes of this agreement is we charge them $40 per inmate per day. They do all the transports. We have final say on any inmates that we don't want to house if they're problem or health issues or whatever. They pay all the inmates' medical that might be incurred in Delaware County. Their commissioners and their sheriff have already signed it, so we're just asking you to agree to it and sign it so we can begin this process.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Yeah.
I read through.
John, for getting the contract ready.
Absolutely. It's a great opportunity, so.
I read through the agreement. I'll make a motion, we approve it.
Second.
Have a motion and a second for approval. Steve, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sheriff.
We have no ordinances or resolutions for approval today, so we'll go down to department heads and elected officials.
I've got a couple things. I prepared a letter at your request to, in the contract with American Structure Point for the IT assistance. The work has been completed. We're at the Justice Center. I think it now is the appropriate time to send them the letter to, in that contract.
Okay.
I make a motion, we approve.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Steve, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
There also is, I was contacted by John Catino at Emergency Management. They have a, they'd like to transfer a vehicle to, I think, the town of Selma, right, John?
Good morning, Commissioner. John Catino, Emergency Management Director. I have a 2013 Tahoe that's surplus. We updated our fleet, and the town of Albany is interested in it.
That's, I knew it was one of them.
In exchange for the Tahoe, they're going to be purchasing us a new drone. It's identical to the one that we already have, which puts us one step closer to our drone cache, if you will. We want 3 total. This gives us 2. No money out of our pocket. Identical drone, ready to go. So I look to request that be listed as surplus.
I move we
Questions?
approve the transfer.
I'll second it. Steve, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Then I have one more thing. After my secretary resigned, we did a application process for a new secretary. Pam sat in on some interviews with me. We interviewed 4 individuals, and we landed on Heidi Knuckles. She comes to us from Delcom School System. She worked there as a secretary for 13 years, so I'd like to welcome her.
Welcome, Heidi.
Would she like to stand up and say a few words, maybe? Go to the podium.
Put her on the spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did put me on the spot a little bit. Yes, my name is Heidi Knuckles, and I was at Delcom Schools for 13 years. Then I did go to Monroe Central Schools for about 1.5 years until I came here.
Well, welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Mike, I know you sent us an email about EMS getting something from, was it Ball Hospital? Would you like to say something, that way people knows, about the,
So the hospital does this thing called, it's kind of like a, I don't know how to explain it. They go through every cardiac arrest and cardiac event case in the hospital monthly, and then they pick out like which cases had the best outcome based upon the participation of a team. I mean, that's starting with from the 911 call all the way through cath lab, discharge from the hospital. So we've gotten that twice now in the past. They just started doing it about 6 months ago, and we've managed to get it twice now. So I thought that was kind of cool. So that's why I sent it on to you.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it's just
congratulations.
Appreciate that.
outcome and stuff. So
We appreciate you guys.
yep,
Thank you.
thanks.
It's nice for people to know what kind of team we have here in Delaware County, from our sheriff's department to our small towns to our EMS, 911, and our volunteer fire departments. Does anybody else have anything?
Yeah, we don't want to miss this, because this will finish out the Community Crossroads project on Eden Willing Pike up from the town of Willing to Grant County line. And it's just on the second page of your bid,
All right.
of your quotes there. We just want to make sure that we got the money in restricted MVH, and we just want to make sure you guys are, go ahead and approve that. And it's on the back page, the second part of it, where it says from Eden Willing Pike between Grant County line and Willing Avenue.
That's correct. There were
Yeah.
2 bids
Right.
for paving that were done. One
We
is-
only asked for one earlier. so.
Right, yep, that's a good point. Excellent.
Yeah. So this need to approve the second one for
Yeah.
the
Yep.
community crossing.
That way that,
Brooks was the lowest one on that too, wasn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion, we approve that.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Steve, can you call the roll, please?
Ms. Reagan.
Yes.
Mr. Henry.
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that does the whole thing from 800 East all the way to Grant County, all that will be done at the end, probably by June 30th.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
We want to tell you guys and go back and tell all the workers at the highway, we appreciate everything they did in the month of February with all the snow that we ended up, they did a great job, absolutely great job.
Thank you.
Got a lot of nice compliments.
We did get a lot of compliments, which
Yeah.
is great, so thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And I'd just like to also say congratulations to Toby Abbott with the Callan wrestling team. He was the first ever to place at the state in wrestling this year. So I'd just like to say congratulations to him out there at Callan. I believe there was a wrestler at Delville that also placed. I don't believe I know his name, but wrestling's probably one of the hardest sports you will ever do. Team will get you there, but you're on the mat by yourself. So I want to congratulate both of those young men on their 8th place at the state this year. Does anybody else have anything else? John, do you have any comments or?
No.
Other than I will entertain a motion to recess.
We have claims.
Oh, we
Pay
gotta
the
pay
claims.
the claims.
Got to pay the claims.
Need the payment of claims of $2,524,609.62.
So move.
Second,
Have a motion and a second. Steve, can you call the roll, please?
Mr. Henry,
yes.
Ms. Riggin,
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. Now I entertain a motion to recess.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Steve, can you call the roll?
Ms. Riggin,
Yes.
Mr. Henry,
Yes.
Mr. King.
Yes. See, I'm in Florida right now,
Yeah.
taking a retirement.